The Anglo-Americans are as mad as hatters. They're as mad as March hares.
Look at them. They're all making 40-to-1 crazy bets. I mean, I think they're going to start World War III. Look how Cheney tried to start World War III with Russia on 888 with the Georgia. But Tarpley, I want to go to break and come back. What about the Pakistan situation? What's up with them blowing up military bases now?
Well, we've had this all year, right? And we had the U.S. pressure, of course. The U.S. threat is to seize the Pakistani nuclear forces, to destroy them or to steal them, and set the stage for Pakistan being broken up into 4 or 5 parts. This is the long-standing scenario. Now, Pakistan has been fighting back. The first thing they got was that secret ultimatum from China about 6 months ago, where China said to the U.S., back off, you bums. We are going to treat any attack on Pakistan as an attack on China. Just now we've had the conference of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and there Putin has come forward as the personal sponsor of Pakistan becoming a full member, not just an observer, but a full member of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Now, you'd think a double guarantee for Pakistan would be enough. If China and Russia are both on record as supporting Pakistan, that ought to be enough to make the Anglo-Americans back off. But apparently not. Apparently they're so crazy that they're going to try to drive this strategy home. They may think that the government is weak or that there are other things they can take advantage of. But the fact is, they've just killed 25 Pakistani soldiers. This is absolutely
well. They loved them. They love bombed them. Come on. All right, Webster Tarpley will be with us 5 minutes into the next hour. And then I'm going to go straight to your calls, people that are holding. I appreciate you, and I want to hear what you have to say. Dr. Jerome Corsi is joining us. I just briefly wanted to add that we are financially supported by listeners and viewers like you. For another 2 or 3 days, we're running the 15-day free trial at prisonplanet.tv, 15-day free trial. We also have a deal we run every November and December where you can get 5.3 months free or 44% off. When you sign up for a year, you pay for 6 months and some change, and you get 5.3 months free. That's available at Infowars.com. You get the nightly news, the films, the higher quality podcast, everything. Special reports, prisonplanet.tv, and you're supporting the front lines of the awakening. And I'm also going to run something through December. And it's the best deal we've ever offered. All 18 of my films on DVD, so you can do all the Christmas shopping at once. Support us and get films that'll wake up your friends and family. All of them. Obama Deception, Fall of the Republic, Terror Storm, Endgame, Road to Tyranny, all 4 of the police state films. You name it, it's there. Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove. $260 discount. It's $99.95, Infowars.com. Again, Infowars.com. Or 888-253-3139. Now, going back to Webster. Webster, what I see from this, and Hamid Gul agreed, former head of Pakistani intelligence and others, is it is a plan to break the country in 3 to 5 parts, 3, 4, 5. They have been caught the CIA trying to give radiation-type systems to al-Qaeda operatives that work for them to blame it on the government.
Right.
They're trying to break it all up. And so it's clearly deliberate they keep blowing up military bases and then saying al-Qaeda tricked them. Give me a break, folks. As a pretext. So what is it? Cause revolution in the country that is now happening? Is this just old-fashioned destabilization?
Again, look at the ethnic breakdown. You have to see the ethnic origin of the troops who were killed, and often these are they're sometimes Pashtuns if they're part of these frontier militias. And the general idea is that if the Pashtuns get killed on the Pakistani side, they blame the Punjabis or the Sindhis for being part of the deal that allows the U.S. to go on doing these things. We've always got to remember the U.S. is there because of the post-9/11 ultimatum. When Colin Powell and our dear friend Richard Armitage told the Pakistani government at that time, President Musharraf, they said, if you don't let us run wild over your territory and your airspace and your transport, we will bomb you back into the Stone Age. That's how the U.S. got there.
And instead, they've been playing the double game of infiltrating, taking over, doing this. And then now they're saying, the Pentagon's saying, they're afraid the Pakistanis are going to launch terror attacks on America, then the globalist stage attacks, then they have a pretext to attack them. It's just pure poking the dog, trying to get the reaction.
Right, and I think there's also an element of desperation because with the U.S. Basically leaving Iraq or largely leaving Iraq, there's always a residue that they keep behind. The idea may be, oh my God, we've got to hit Pakistan hard and fast and try to shatter the country because we may not be here, in a year or two. The other thing is, who's doing this stuff? Remember, the United States is not really run by Obama at this point, as far as I can see. There's this thing called the Principals Committee. That's Hillary Clinton, Leon Panetta. That's Holder, the Attorney General. We know his multiple crimes. There's this guy Donilon of the National Security Council, and our dear friend General Petraeus. And when I look at that attack on Pakistan, I say that has Petraeus written all over it. That's his signature style, right? Sneaky, betrayal, stab in the back, attack your ally, and then put on a hypocritical show, and so forth. And if
all right, stay there. I want to talk about where this goes in the final five with you, and then mention Europe. Here's the headlines. Europe on the brink. Eurozone looks to IMF for rescue. Oh, yes. Okay, your call's coming up. Also, there's incredible demonizations of the Tea Party going on right now. New York Times has linked it to tried to tie to the KKK. Cities are auditing. It's just incredible. Colin Powell came out and demonized it, and I'm going to cover it tonight, and said the media needs to work basically with the government to lying to the American people. Just incredible. Finishing up with Webster Griffin Tarpley, historian and also economist. Briefly, because we really want to hear what you have to say about Europe. Where do you see this going? Because, I mean, I'm really starting to get concerned. The elites are insane. They are megalomaniacal. They have a plan, but it is sheer madness, and they're going to run into countries that aren't going to put up with it.
Yeah, well, that's what we're seeing with the Russian case, right? Today, President Medvedev doing something he didn't want to do, but Putin is making him do it, has opened up, inaugurated this rather impressive-looking phased array anti-missile radar at the western edge of the Russian Federation, right, looking into Europe, and they've got some short-range missile setup. So they're saying you want to put your ABM, anti-ballistic missile systems, in Poland and Czechoslovakia and Romania and these places. Fine, we'll put missiles there so we can blow them up in the first 2 or 3 minutes. So this is actually very big stuff. The part in Europe, of course, is astronomically bigger than even things in the Middle East, because in Europe you've got nuclear NATO and nuclear Russia, and if these clash, then that's World War III by anybody's definition. So Russian resistance is stiffening. The Russians, of course, started late. It was a tragic mistake not to veto the Libyan resolution. That's Putin. Putin is trying to pick up the pieces after Medvedev made this mess. But that is happening. And on the European side, the problem with the Europeans is they needed to strike against these agencies, right? We're now hearing that France is about to be downgraded, right? Belgium has been downgraded, Portugal downgraded. All of these agencies, right? Fitch, Moody's.
Yeah, as if the agency can downgrade a nation state when it's the banksters that have maneuvered the nation state into this position. Now they're saying, we say you're in debt servitude, and the government say, okay. I mean, this is pathetic.
Yeah, that's the danger of a weak state. See, if you had a strong state, the strong state would say, guess what, ratings agencies? You're indicted. You're in jail. We're shutting you down. You're the tentacle of a foreign intelligence service. You're in the orbit of the U.S. intelligence community, because, of course, they are, and we're going to be investigating you. That's what General de Gaulle would have done, right? He would have had a tank parked outside the ratings agency very, very quickly, and that would have been the end of them. The other thing, of course, is if you're under attack through credit default swaps, and that's what's happening to Italy, for example, ban credit default swaps. Don't let the speculators use this engine, right? The credit default swap is a way to increase the striking power and the destructive power of whatever speculative money you're deciding to throw at a country. So this is it's an orchestrated, it's a conspiracy. What other word for it?
No, they're collapsing it finally into the IMF and World Bank and their private holders.
Right.
But one comment, though, Tarpley, and I respect your view and your intellect. You keep saying America, Anglo-American establishment. We ourselves are kept slaves of the 6 big mega banks. So when you keep saying America, 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 America is just another one of their holdings. We're just a giant engine or a coal box they use to fund their system.
But I tried to point out, we're talking about finance capital, right? We're talking about Wall Street and the City of London, and we're talking about their respective plantations. Now, if you don't want to be on their plantation, then you have to struggle, right? You have to do something to get out of that. And quite frankly, a mass movement, right? You've got to.
But bottom line, they're losing control, so they might start World War III.
Right, but the point is, we got some momentum with this Occupy Wall Street. I think that had some positive features. That's got to now.
All right, we'll have to have you back up, Webster. Glad you got back safe. Phone calls, tons of news straight ahead. Stay with us. Well, as I keep repeating over and over again here, things are just going to get crazier and crazier from here on out. I mean, you got Pakistan blowing up into flames, Syria, Al-Qaeda being dispatched by the globalists everywhere to do their dirty work, just in front of everyone. We're taking your rights because of Al-Qaeda. Now Al-Qaeda, take over this, and this. Here's our funds, missiles, everything. I mean, it's so bizarre how naked it is. But the average American does not hold a passport, cannot find countries in Latin America, much less Asia, and literally has no idea even what planet they're on. They know all about football. They know all about acting cool. They know they're free, even though they drive through checkpoints on the way home. We've got to reach out to these people and explain it's the mega banks that are doing this to you, or the globalists are going to implode all of Europe and then implode the United States and say, we're sorry, your government has contracts with these mega banks. You must raise all these taxes and all these new property taxes and business taxes. That's the way it is to pay your debt, when most of it is not even our debt. We've been signed on to the derivatives. I mean, I'm seeing reports out of places like Greece where they're raising all these new property taxes, business taxes, you name it. Speaking of that, and then I'm going to your calls. Here's the Austin American-Statesman today. Court okays business tax. Justices say it doesn't violate state constitution. Now lawmakers can tackle efforts to reform state levy. And they've got hospital district taxes, business taxes, excise taxes, franchise. I mean, it just goes on and on. All of this under Perry, who more than doubled the size of government, who got all these new state taxes passed that are basically income taxes for folks that actually try to employ people. Inspectors, everything. And he was behind all this. And Amnesty Cities, free tuition, Bilderberg Group, NAFTA superhighways, supported NAFTA and GATT, supported Al Gore, supported Hillary Care. And I get emails going, you trashy liberal, how dare you not get behind Rick Perry? You're a liar about all that. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Mitt Romney. Gun control, amnesty cities, open borders, praised by Al Gore, carbon taxes, pro-abortion, hedge fund scammer. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And you get Herman Cain, Federal Reserve, New World Order wants a new two new taxes on top of everything, excise and sales. Doesn't talk about how they're going to jack up the other 9 or how there's another 9, 4 nines in there with the payroll tax. And then you get Newt Gingrich, who's worse than all of them combined.
Any attack on Pakistan as an attack on China. Just now we've had the conference of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and there Putin has come forward as the personal sponsor of Pakistan becoming a full member, not just an observer, but a full member of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Now, you'd think a double guarantee for Pakistan would be enough. If China and Russia are both on record as supporting Pakistan, that ought to be enough to make Anglo-Americans are as mad as hatters. They're as mad as March hares.
Look at them. They're all making 40-to-1 crazy bets. I mean, I think they're going to start World War III. Look how Cheney tried to start World War III with Russia on 888 with the Georgia. But Tarpley, I want to go to break and come back. What about the Pakistan situation? What's up with them blowing up military bases now?
Well, we've had this all year, right? And we had the Anglo-Americans back off, but apparently not. Apparently, they're so crazy that they're going to try to drive this strategy home. They may think that the government is weak or that there are other things they can take advantage of. But the fact is, they've just killed 25 Pakistani soldiers. This is absolutely...
Well, they loved them. They love bombed them. Come on. All right, Webster Tarpley will be with us 5 minutes into the...
The U.S. Pressure, of course, the U.S. threat is to seize the Pakistani nuclear forces, to destroy them or to steal them, and set the stage for Pakistan being broken up into 4 or 5 parts. This is the long-standing scenario. Now, Pakistan has been fighting back. The first thing they got was that secret ultimatum from China about 6 months ago, where China said to the U.S., back off, you bums. We are going to treat...
Next hour. And then I'm going to go straight to your calls, people that are holding. I appreciate you, and I want to hear what you have to say. Dr. Jerome Corsi is joining us. I just briefly wanted to add that we are financially supported by listeners and viewers like you. For another 2 or 3 days, we're running the 15-day free trial at prisonplanet.tv, 15-day free trial. We also have a deal we run every November and December.